I'm Dee from Applause Your Paws Dog Training, and today I'm going to show you how to start desensitizing your dog to a muzzle by implementing a hand feeding ritual with your dog on a daily basis. What most people fail to realize is that by feeding their dog from a bowl, we are actually missing approximately 122 opportunities to train and reward our dog. So, before we begin even attempting to desensitize our dog to a muzzle properly, we want to make sure that we can feed our dog pieces of kibble that will be valuable enough to the dog to serve as a reward. So we don't have to use something like hot dog or chicken or turkey or those really expensive treats from the store. We want our dog to want to work for its own food. And in order to do that, we implement a hand feeding routine every day. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my dog food bowl, which I am going to now swear never to use again until we're done with the training program. I'm going to pre-measure out the amount of food that I would usually give my dog in one day. So for my yellow Labrador, he actually eats 2 cups of food a day. So here's 1, and here's 2. I probably have now at least 300 pieces of kibble in this bowl in which I will use to train and work with my dog every day. So instead of putting this delicious bowl of dog food down for my dog to eat, I'm going to go and put it somewhere like my kitchen counter, out of reach of my dog, so that I control the food and I control when he gets it. So, our food is on the counter, safe and far away from our hungry dog. Under no circumstances during this new training protocol are we to ever allow the dog to eat out of the food bowl. It is so important that every piece of food that is provided for the dog comes from our hand, and we are utilizing this most important tool, the food that the dog needs to live and eat, to our advantage to help our dog, okay? So, for the first 3 days before trying to even put the muzzle on the dog, I am going to begin the hand feeding ritual. So, come here, Oxford. I bring my hungry dog. Oxford, come here. Call him over to me. I have the food bowl, okay? And when my dog sits down, which naturally he will because he's looking up at my food bowl, I will offer him a few pieces of kibble, which he will happily eat because he's hungry. If your dog does not eat the food and does not want to take the food, then you will put the bowl back on the counter and you will wait until the next mealtime to try this again. Again, under no circumstances do we break down and offer the dog something else. We have to get him to take his own kibble if this is going to be successful. So, again, these are all training opportunities for us to use. And if our dog does something really fantastic, we can offer a couple of pieces, okay? So it can either be 1 by 1, or it can be a couple pieces, or even a small handful, okay? So, as a treat, I will ask Oxford, in place of feeding him from his bowl, to lay down. Good boy. And offer him some of his food for working for me. He is not eating for free any longer in my house. Sit. Good boy. He gets some kibble. Down. Good boy. He gets some more kibble. Oxford, sit. What a good boy. What a good boy, Oxford. Oxford, sit. Good boy. Good boy. I'm going to continue hand feeding the dog until I've used however much food I would usually feed him for one meal. And then I'm going to put my food bowl, it'll still have food in it, ready for the next meal because I've already pre-measured all the food for that day, back on the counter until the next opportunity to work with and feed my dog. Now I've been hand feeding my dog for 3 days. I am now ready to begin introducing the muzzle so that at no point my dog views this tool, which is going to help him with some of the issues my aggressive dog has. Is he going to think this is a bad item? I want him to think that this is the best thing that ever happened to him. So I'm going to call my dog over. Oxford, sit. Good boy. My hungry dog, who is now getting used to being hand-fed by me, and I am going to simply place the muzzle without buckling it on his face. Good boy. I'm going to place it on his face just for a second. Good boy. I'm going to remove the muzzle. Whoops. and offer him a piece of kibble. One fell, so we got to eat it. Then I offer him some kibble. Oxford, sit. Again, this is in place of his normal mealtime. I will muzzle my dog. Good boy. Take it off quickly and offer him some of his kibble. Good boy. Again, on him. Good boy. Off of him, kibble. So what I'm doing is I am making the dog associate this with his food. So this no longer becomes something scary and horrible. The presence of the muzzle means that he gets his food. Oxford, lay down. Lay down. Good boy. Muzzle. And kibble. Good boy. Now it's day 4, maybe even day 5, preferably. I'm now ready to put the muzzle on my dog. Oxford, come here. Sit. Good boy. Muzzle goes on. I clip it to the back of my dog's head. Let him wear it for a couple of seconds. Good boy. Remove the muzzle. Kibble. Again, this is all my dog's food that he already is supposed to be eating in a day. But instead of feeding him from the bowl, I'm using it as an opportunity to desensitize him to the muzzle. So again, muzzle on, clip, stays on, good boy, good boy. Muzzle off, kibble. I'm going to repeat this for the next 3 days, bringing me into the 7th day of hand feeding my dog and desensitizing him to a muzzle. At that point, it'll be safe to begin working with him, now him confident in wearing the muzzle and not afraid and fearful of wearing the muzzle. It'll be safe to begin working with him in any kind of behavior modification program we plan to do that involves the muzzle. Good boy, Oxford.